Hello everybody, this is Rebecca and I'm here to show you my differentiated math lesson. This one is for kindergarten, and as you can see I have the standards all week. The standard focus for this week is adding numbers within 10. And at the beginning of the week we have adding up to 5 and joining sets, and then we'll move on to working with numbers with 10. For my first day on Monday, the standard is the same every week. The first day we're going to introduce an anchor chart at the beginning of the day for the math lesson time. This anchor chart includes a bunch of different strategies on how to add, and then focusing on those numbers 1 to 5. I don't have a visual for this, but the idea is to focus on number 1, which is using the 10 frame and using counters, which I have down here. There's the 10 frame for the activity at the end. After the anchor chart with the strategies is introduced, then the children will be able to do all of the strategies that I wrote down. The anchor chart is just a visual for the morning classroom. This is also a number line. For example, if we're adding up to 5, if you add 2 plus 3, you would put a dot here, and then you would count 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. What is 2 plus 1, 2, 3? And that would be 5. And the students would be able to do this on the laminated sheet with dry erase markers. The 10 frame is right here. I would have the counters, which I have available in my classroom, in the kindergarten classroom, and I took a picture. Those are the counters. And let's see, another strategy is we have the counters, the number line. Okay, so the third method is using counters on an empty surface along with a written addition problem. So this would just be in a blank space. If you have 3 counters and you add 2 more, how many counters do you have? And then they could do that on an empty space on the table, and this whole thing goes through how to do that. And then for the closure, I have the activities, and then the assessment method is all of the activities and the observations from the teacher on how the children did all these activities, and that would be a written observation for each child. And there's 8 students in the kindergarten classroom, so it's pretty easy to do all these activities with them because you could be right there with them and work one-on-one individually for each child. These are 2 circles that I have here. So if you have 2 groups, one group, say you have 1 counter, and then this group you have 4 for up to 5. That would be a laminated sheet as well for the resource. And for the next day, the students will be writing number sentences for up to 5. So what I did was, first I will have 4 pictures of one type of bug on the table and ask how many bugs are there, because they're going to do a bug worksheet at the end. And then I will add one more different type of bug to the table just to group it as different visuals so that they can decipher from what group to what group what bug is going to join the group. And then I will say that we had 4 crickets and added a butterfly, and that made 5. And then for the body, I will write one addition problem on the board so that they get used to writing the numbers and the plus sign and the equal sign, and every child will get to come up and write the addition sentence. The students will then have the opportunity to do a worksheet, and this is the worksheet. It's called Bug Friends, and it's prepped in the folder. So there are 4 crickets, they write the number 4, then say how many butterflies are there. There's 1, and then how many fireflies are there, how many slugs. And as they do this worksheet, that was the type of the assessment. For the 3rd day on Wednesday, they will be joining sets to 0 to 5. And this worksheet is a little different. I will explain join means to put together or add to, and I explained that I would do this visual on the board. I will draw the flowers, draw the lines of the board on the board to show them what they will be doing on the worksheet. Then I will point to how many I drew on the left side. I would point to how many I drew on the right side, and then write the number on the board to show an example of how to do it. Let's see. Okay, so actually, first we represent with the bodies of the children. So 2 students will stand to the left, and then 1 student will hold the plus sign, and the other student will stand to the right, and then another student will hold the equal sign, and then ask how many people do we have here, plus how many people do we have here, and then how many people do we have all together. That way all the children have an opportunity to come up to the front if they prefer, and give a visual of how we're joining all together. I wrote that I would have 3 other children stand to the equal sign, but a different way to modify this is take them out of the equation and put them at the end to show that they all join together. And then I think I wrote stuff, we'll write stuff on the board too. That way we have an opportunity to I do, we do, and then you do is this worksheet in class. And for Thursday, we are going to start to do up to 10 within the standard. First, I will write on the board. And then together we can do the ball activity where I ask a student to add so many balls to the basket and then another to another basket, and then how many do we have in all. That's something we can do together. And then I will write the addition problem on the whiteboard, and then each child can come up so that we can they can do the problem, and we can do the problems together, and they'll get a chance to practice writing. And then for the activity, for them to do something with the adding up to no greater than 10, they will do the addition math center. They will have the opportunity to work in small groups at the table together, and they will pick up these cards that I have here. I have these cards, and they will pick up those cards and say you have a card with 4 pom-poms. Add 4 pom-poms and then add 6 buttons, and then how many do you have all together? And for Friday, we're still adding within 10. There's a penguin activity that